What's going on, everybody? It's Brian Trippe. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm coming at you with another quick tip REI Live video, real estate investing live. Got a lot of really cool things going on, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. But I want to jump right on in and talk about multiple streams of revenue. That's right, MSR, multiple streams of revenue. So I talked to a lot of wholesalers, and I'm kind of talking to you right now. If you're a wholesaler, you want to wholesale, I want to give you just a couple of quick tips to make extra money very easily, very easily. You guys are leaving tons of money on the table, and I'm really disappointed in you. I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of phone calls. I talk to a lot of people. They're leaving tons of money on the table, and you're one of them. And I'm not talking about with your wholesale deals, okay? There are different videos, there are different people that talk about how to maximize your value with your wholesale deals. So you definitely need to be doing that. There's no question about that. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about multiple streams of revenue. Wholesale revenue is one stream. What if you could add another stream or two or three or four very easily? Very easily. Would you be interested? I know you would be. So I want you to actually check out what I did recently and what I do often, by the way. So everybody knows you can wholesale a piece of real estate, right? You're wholesaling deals. You're doing a good job so far. You've done a few deals, whatever it may be. You got a great business going on, whatever it is. There are at least two other streams of revenue that you're not taking advantage of, and it's not that hard to implement these streams into your existing wholesale deals. So if you have a wholesale deal, take for instance, a lot of you are wholesaling deals to rehabbers, or you're wholesaling deals to landlords, or you're wholesaling deals to turnkey providers like we do here in Birmingham, which is a cash flow market. If you're doing this, most of the time, these rehabbers, whoever's fixing up the property, whether they're buying it to hold it, whether they're buying it to fix it up, put a tenant in there and sell it, a lot of the time, these guys who are fixing up these properties are using private money. I don't know if you knew that or not. Almost exclusively, people who buy real estate to fix it up and resell are using private money almost every time, about 9 out of 10 times. Therefore, there's a great opportunity for you to go in and start networking. There's my key word again, network. You should be networking all the time. You should start networking with private money lenders. You're like, Brian, I don't need private money. I don't do rehabs. I don't want to do rehabs. I don't want to do this. You should be networking with everybody first and foremost, but you've got to get private money lenders on your team. And it doesn't matter if you're new, and it doesn't matter if you're a seasoned investor. You've got to get private money lenders on your team. So what I just did recently, I got a wholesale deal. I wholesaled it to somebody. And guess what? We lent them the money, and it wasn't even my money. I have a lot of private lenders right now who are willing to lend me at 8%, maybe 1 point, and I can lend it out. I'm basically a private money broker, which, by the way, is not regulated as long as you're lending to non-owner occupied property. I hope you caught that. It is not regulated, and you can be a private money broker, so to speak, as long as you're not lending on owner-occupied properties. And most of the time, investment property is non-owner occupied, especially if they're fixing it up to resell, right? So as long as you're lending to a non-owner occupied property, you can have private money pass through you. Find a great private money lender who trusts you. And this isn't a video on how to approach people. Maybe I'll do a video like that, how to approach people, how to talk to people about private money. We've had previous videos that talk about that. Find private money lenders, get them on your team. Find private money at 8%, 10%, maybe 1 point, maybe 2 points. This particular deal, I got it at 12% and 2 points. So I lend it at 12% and 3 points. So guess what? I got a point. And it was about a $240,000 loan. What's 1% of $240,000? For you math geniuses out there, it's $2,400. So not only do we make our wholesale fee, we made an additional $2,400, and I really didn't do anything. All I did was tell the attorney what was going on. He drew up the documents, and I got paid at closing. So not only did I get my wholesale fee, I also got my point. And sometimes you can set it up to where you get 2%, you can get 2 points, 3 points, you can get whatever makes sense for the person who's getting the money. That's one. So the wholesale revenue, that's one stream of revenue. The lending, that's an easy stream of revenue. That's an easy stream of revenue that you're not taking advantage of, and I'm disappointed in you. And that's why we're making this video, so you can get private money lenders on your team so you can start lending and charging an extra point or two to get those points. So that's two. That's the second stream of revenue. The third one, guys, it is so amazing to me that people think that this is complicated, and it's not complicated at all. If you've been doing real estate, if you've been wholesaling for at least a year, you better have your realtor's license. And if you don't have your realtor's license and you've been doing this for a year, shame on you. You need to get your realtor's license. And I can't talk state to state, but I know most states, you should be getting your realtor's license. There's nothing that we do wholesaling that's illegal, even if you're a realtor. The only thing I have to do is I have to disclose. That's the only thing extra I have to do on my wholesale contracts. I have it as the very last point on my contract. It says Brian Trippe is a realtor, a licensed realtor, works for 205 Realty. That's my brokerage, by the way. Works for 205 Realty. 205 Realty in no way whatsoever is involved in this transaction. That's what I put on every one of my contracts. No one has ever even batted an eye at that, okay? But you're going to get more wholesale deals. You're going to get some listings. You ever been on an appointment? Have you ever been on a seller appointment where they won't accept your low cash offer? Of course you have. But what if you could offer to list their property? I know some of you are going to say, Brian, I don't want to be a realtor. I just refer that stuff out and I get a fee. That's awesome. And that's awesome. If you don't want to go through the trouble of getting licensed and doing the continuing education and paying the small fees that are associated with being a realtor, fine. But at least outsource it, at least get it out of there, and at least make money on that. But what I did with this particular property, what we're about to do, and we do this often, again, we wholesaled it, we gave them the money, and then we're going to list it for them. I own a brokerage, 205 Realty. You don't have to own a brokerage, but you could become a realtor. And what if you listed it? Or you could, at the very least, negotiate on the front end with the person you're selling it to, negotiate that on the front end that you're going to get the listing, or that so-and-so gets the listing and you get a kickback from that. Now, there are some legalities when it comes to doing things like that if you're not a licensed realtor, so definitely check the laws in your state, but there are some specific things that you can do to get around that. So if you want to learn that trick, just send me a message or make a comment or something. Guys, we love you so much. I'm so thankful that you watched this video. If you want to learn more tips, make sure you get subscribed to the channel. Multiple streams of revenue. You better start hitting up those multiple streams. Wholesale, lend the money, get an extra $2,500 or $5,000, and then get the listing. Well, this is going to be a $300,000 listing. What do you think 3% of $300,000 is? What is that, $9,000? And then you got to pay your broker something. That's additional revenue that's not that difficult to get. So I hope you guys learned something. Subscribe to this channel. We love you. See you next time.